I'm an overthinker, so if you don't give me an answer, I'ma come up with one. Hi, this is Coach MK, and this is the Morning Mantra. Hi, my name is MK Fleming. I'm a run coach based in Denver, Colorado. But this isn't a podcast about running exactly. Don't tell my clients, but we're never really talking about the running. When you know a craptastic event is coming, it helps to have a mantra to keep you centered and focused as you move through it. You don't have to be an athlete to be #coached and loved by Coach MK. And if you are here, then you are #winning at life. Today's mantra is, it ain't me. It ain't me. A listener wrote in to describe the following situation. I've made minor edits to protect the writer's anonymity. Coach MK, do you still take requests for mantras? Yes, I do. In fact, y'all, apologies if it didn't seem that way. Email just got a little backed up. We're back on it now. I need a mantra for when my kid behaves badly and a quote-unquote friend shuts me out. This friend has been around for 12 years. All of our kids have gone to school together in all that time and still do. These are quote-unquote family friends, although not the person I call when I need a friend. She has been there through babies, illness, and really big things with each of my kids. I would have done the same, except she doesn't open up and ask for help, like ever. And I'm just not the person who can guess who needs what. I put out fires and help those who ask. It's all I can do. As a result, I've always felt less than, or like I owe, in this relationship. Also judged because, well, I let it all hang out while she's perfectly put together until she explodes in anger every now and then. We all know the type, right? Fast forward, my kids and his friends exclude her kid from something. I found out after the fact because my kid came to me to tell me what happened because he felt shitty. I texted her to say, I heard my kid and his friends were assholes to your kid. I'm sorry. These kids, by the way, are in high school. She responds with, thanks. Nothing more. I try to bring it up when I see her in person. She shuts me down and talks logistics about our other kids, who's driving where, who hosts pre-dance festivities, etc. 2 weeks go by and I still feel the burn. I have to let go of it, but I can't. I'm not going to resolve anything with her. How do I keep going in this? My kid acted badly, not me. And my kid is a good kid. I'm so done, but I can't be done. I need a mantra that I can use for at least the next 4 years. Trivial seeming situation eating me up, asking for a big mantra. Tried to come up with my own, but I am stuck. Got any ideas? One Mad Mama. Dear One Mad Mama, I speak here as an empath, a people pleaser who was raised in a home with a volatile parent. That parent's feelings were my responsibility, always. I was taught from a young age to sense the temperature in the room and act accordingly. And the answer was almost always hide. My other parent was determined for me to fix this relationship and didn't seem to care that once volatile parent was angry, hiding wasn't allowed and fixing it wasn't possible. At that parent's request, I would try harder. I would pray, I would find more humility, I would list all the ways, literally on paper, that I was less than and unworthy and all the things I had to be grateful for that I did not deserve and never, ever, ever would. Then I would sit with my list before the volatile parent and parse through all of my actions, call out my own mistakes, apologize for each and every one until I guessed my infraction. I wasn't allowed to cry or even sniffle while this happened. Volatile parent considers tears to be manipulative, and they would make that parent angrier. See the irony? Stable parents seem to think we could control the situation. I resented being responsible for an adult's emotions as well as my own. Over time, I learned to love the silent treatment. The silent treatment was amazing, it was safe, and I didn't have to constantly humiliate myself begging for it to end. I kind of wanted it to keep going. I would purposely do things to earn the silent treatment from volatile parent, and eventually, stable parent stopped caring about me trying to fix anything. stable parent told me they'd given up on me ever being a thoughtful or kind human being, that I was too selfish to ever be a wife or a mother. I was bound to these people by blood until I was 17. I was financially dependent, so I had to find ways to make it work. I could survive the silent treatment. I accepted that I was so broken that I would never be able to fix this situation, and I would never be worthy of love. When I left their care, I didn't know how to change my thoughts, how to avoid making everyone's reactions to me about me. I didn't know when to stop apologizing or stop trying to fix things. I never realized when I was responding to the situation at hand. I never thought that I was actually trying to please volatile parent in a way that would earn validation and assistance from stable parent. I had no idea what was my fault and when it had never been in my control in the first place. Why am I telling you all of this? To see if it resonates. Your letter, as it reads, is about this person who really isn't an inner circle friend. She's an acquaintance to whom you're bound by kids, someone you are unlikely to remain friends with once your youngest leaves home. Why does it bother you that she sees you the same way? You say you help those who ask. You say you're busy. Why does it bother you so much that she doesn't ask you for help? You say you let your mess spill all over the place, but that isn't her nature. So why is this instance standing out so badly to you? What are we really responding to in this situation? Why is she responsible for your emotions? Why are you giving this person control? Maybe she isn't responding to you or to the situation. And maybe you aren't responding to her. If this person is like my volatile parent, control is what they seek through the silent treatment. Ask yourself, what do I really need to get? Maybe that silent treatment is a gift. Is this person seeking to control you? Has she really made you feel less than, or are you simply uncomfortable to be in a situation where the intimacy is not reciprocated, despite knowing that's not her nature? Is this person trying to control you, or are you handing her the wheel as she refuses to take it? Here's a radical idea. Maybe none of this has anything to do with you. Stable parent didn't have friends. None. It had nothing to do with the people who tried to get in. Most of them were lovely. No one was going to get in. This was how we kept up appearances. This was how we stayed safe. This was how we contained the issue. I tell you that to tell you this. Based on what you wrote here, it's hard to write this person off as garbage because she was there for you for some real tough stuff. It would have been easy to hide. It would have been easy to say, we're bound through kids, not blood, and stepped back. She's continuing the connection to you via logistics. She isn't shutting you or your kids out of things. I do hear what you're saying, and I wonder if your friend is like my stable parent or like the overwhelmed introvert from yesterday's mantra. We may never know. Ask yourself, what do I need to get here? And think, what do you really need to get in order to move on? You brought this up to her twice, and she shut it down twice. What were you seeking? What needs fixing? Are you responding to her or to something else? Therapists are amazing. They see when we enter patterns of repetition, recreating the poisonous relationships and patterns of our childhood long before we do. It may be worth talking to one about this situation. What matters most here is that you need something and this person isn't giving it to you. So why do you keep coming back for it? What do you keep coming back for? Before we look elsewhere for new friends, it's worth looking inward to see if we're recreating childhood patterns in this instance, because if we keep moving through life unchecked, we will repeat these patterns with the next available, yet emotionally unavailable, logistics partner. I say this kindly, as a person who will be in therapy for the rest of her natural life, as a person whose childhood was so horrid, she can't tell her daughter any good stories about it. A person whose childhood was so wretched she will never be able to stop looking inward with the assistance of a neutral third party. Do not ever forget, friends who know this woman, mutual connections, they are not neutral. They are not objective. And they are probably not therapists. If you're discussing this with other people in your life and not a therapist, that could be a reason she doesn't want to be closer to you. That could be a reason she's shutting this all down. Validation comes from within. External validation is fleeting. Therapists specialize in coaching us to find that internal validation that lasts in ways that we can come back to over and over and over again, rather than finding a new person to validate us. Finally, know this. You aren't crazy. You aren't broken. You aren't a bad person. Like all of us who had effed up childhoods, when it comes to emotions, we try to squeeze blood from stones. We think that we have to earn it. We try and try and try, and when that reward is held out of reach, we get angry. We seek validation. We complain. We repeat. We repeat. And we repeat. It's needless angst. You deserve better, and I hope you can find the grace to go get better for yourself. You are easy to coach. You are easy to love. And you will win at life. So, the mantra. The next time you find yourself apologizing to someone who doesn't want to hear it, hear my voice in the back of your head singing the song made famous by Johnny and June Carter Cash. It ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Ask yourself, what am I really responding to right now? Then make a note to mention this interaction at your next therapy visit. Anchor really is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you why we use it for the morning mantra. It's free. It comes with built-in creation tools that allow us to record and edit our podcast right from the palm of our hand in our tablets or on our computers. Anchor distributes the podcast for us so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. No fancy studios or training required, just your unique voice. Did I mention it's free? 'Cause it is. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You are coached, you are loved, and you are winning at life. And you are definitely winning at life if you subscribe to my Nuzzlenut newsletter, follow me on Facebook, or follow me on Instagram. Feel free to do all three.